from Fresh Perspective. Here today to talk to you about actual Fresh Perspective and what we do and how we do it, and not just oh, it's very wobbly, I need to keep still. And not just what we've been up to and who we've been helping. And the reason for this is that we've been asked this, we get asked this a lot. We've been asked it a lot recently, which is amazing because it means that people are thinking about recruitment, or at least thinking about recommending us to other people that might be thinking about recruitment, which is fantastic. Because that is absolutely what we want, and things have been looking up recently. So hopefully this is a sign of more positive things to come. So I understand why we've been asked this recently, and it's because we aren't a recruitment agency, but we are a recruitment business. It is obviously a big part of what we do for our wonderful customers. And we say that it's recruitment, but with a few twists on the traditional. And our twists are basically our USPs. And one of those USPs is the fact that we don't charge placement fees. So we always say that, and then usually people say, well, what do you mean you don't charge placement fees? Because people are like, hang on a minute. If you don't charge placement fees, then how do you make any money? Because surely you don't do it for free. And we're like, no, we don't do it for free. We are really, really nice people at Fresh, but we aren't that nice. We can't do it for free. We have bills to pay. We have pugs to feed, and other dogs as well across the team. So, we have our fur babies to think of. So, unfortunately, no, we can't do it for free, but we do save a lot of money. So, what we mean by we don't charge placement fees is not that we do it for free, but that we don't charge percentage placement fees per hire, which is what the majority of other recruitment agency-based businesses do. It's the traditional way of recruitment. So what I mean by that is that you look at the person that you're hiring, what is their salary for their first year of working with you, and then you agree a percentage with the agency. Usually around 15 to 20% can be higher, could be lower if you're really good at negotiating with them and you catch them on a good day. Because there are some lovely recruiters out there that don't want to rip people off. And shout out to you guys. But anyway, so then we charge for our time. So by the day or the half day. And then we look at a piece of work, a project as we call it, which is either a vacancy, a handful of vacancies, or ongoing recruitment on a retained services contract. So we look at what is involved in that project from start to finish. So our standard process starts at the job description, creating it for our lovely customers, or enhancing and building on one that they've already got, advertising, marketing, headhunting, social media campaigns, press releases, screening, reviewing candidates, sending them to our customers, interviewing, onboarding, and all of that jazz. So that's our process. So we look at how much time is involved in terms of days of effort from Fresh to achieve the goal of finding a shiny new candidate for our customers. And obviously the amount of time involved varies depending on the vacancy. The harder it is to find, the more niche, the more technical, the more senior a lot of the time. Obviously the longer it takes, and therefore the more days, so the price does go up. So the best way of me explaining this is if I give you some examples. So I've got 2 or 3 to hand. I could talk to you about examples all day of the amazing things we've done for customers, but I won't bore you. This is the one I use a lot because it's one of my favorite pieces of work that we've ever done, and it's a really good example to give. So a client of ours, he was new at the time, and now he's a regular client because we've saved him loads of money and added loads of value. That why wouldn't he be a regular client? But anyway, I digress. So the salary for a sales and marketing manager that he wanted to hire was $50,000. He'd been quoted by some lovely local agencies that we know and would recommend if we couldn't deliver the work, had quoted him 15% and 20%. So that's between £7,500 and £10,000 for one person, which I think is a lot. And a lot of work does go into recruitment, probably more than people realise, but not £10,000 worth. I mean, sales and marketing managers are not the easiest job that you'll ever have to recruit for, but they're certainly not the hardest. We think that is quite high. So he came to us and we looked into it. We did all the research for him, and we figured it out to be an 8-day project for us. So that's £3,600. And he was flabbergasted. He's like, really? So yeah. So we got to work because he just couldn't believe his ears and his eyes. And we did hire him as manager. But on our travels for him, we came across other candidates that fit his company culture, his brand values, his ethos and personality. And we knew, obviously, they weren't managers, they were execs. And we made that clear because we didn't want him to think we were sending CVs over that were completely irrelevant, and he would think we'd taken leave of our senses. which is not the first time, but we don't want people to think that when we're delivering work, we're just silly people. So I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, so we sent them over, and he's like, do you know what? I actually could do with a sales exec sooner rather than later, because it'd be the first person for my manager to manage. And so we interviewed them, and he hired, and he said, right, how much more money do I owe you now? And we're like, well, nothing, because you've paid us for the project of time, and utilizing that time finding you a manager. We just came across these people. Yeah, we screened them, but we would have screened them anyway, just to make sure that they've not sent us the incorrect CV, they've not enhanced their manager capabilities. We always read between the lines and speak to candidates to find out exactly everything about them first before ruling them out. So we're not actually done that much extra work for it. So we didn't believe that he had to pay an extra fee, because he paid for the project of time. So he got both people for £3,600, so £1,800 each, and he was absolutely over the moon. So the second example I'd like to give you is an IT company. They were a more recent example, looking for 3 IT support engineers, exactly the same job type, exactly the same role profile, working in the same office, similar personality required. So it's £20,000 salaries. They've been quoted 15% fees, so £3,000 a piece, £9,000 in total. So Fresh, we understand that if you definitely need more than one person, then more work does need to go in to increase candidate volume overall, so you get more candidates coming into the process for you to review and screen and interview, so that you can make a higher number of offers. It's not double if you need 2, and it's certainly not triple if you need 3. So we looked at it, and it was a 10-day project, which was £4,500, which is half what they would have paid with an agency. They did hire 3, and had they hired 4 or 5, again, the price would have remained the same, therefore decreasing their cost per hire even further. So they were happy. So the third and final example I'm going to give you is my absolute favourite, because it's the single biggest deal we've ever done at Fresh Perspective, and we got really excited when this came in. We opened the champagne, of course, and celebrated as we celebrate everything. But this was a consultancy. They needed 12-month contractors. They were all different contractors, so they were all singular pieces of work. There was no crossover here. But typical agency fees, you would pay a percentage fee on the day rate of the candidate for every day that they work during the contract duration. So we worked it out, and obviously we don't know exactly, but we worked it out on 15% of £500 day rate, which is there or thereabouts the average of all the day rates. And then it's a while ago now, so I've not worked it out for this video, but it was around 200 grand, which they would have had to pay an agency across a 12-month period, and probably even more if they'd extended those contracts, which they did with some of the candidates. So we looked at it, and there were 12 different pieces of work, so it was quite a chunky piece of work for them, and I think it was around 40 grand from Fresh Perspective's point of view, because I remember it being nearly 50 with the VAT added on, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So we saved them around £160,000, and they've turned into a long-term client because we saved them so much money. We enjoyed working with them, and we added loads of value and helped them with their interviews as well. So hopefully these examples give you a good insight into the crazy minds of me and Emily. I think a lot of recruitment consultants or owners of other recruitment agencies think we're absolutely off our rockers and bonkers, because we probably are. We've never had all of our marbles, and we're definitely a few sandwiches short of a picnic. But that's who we are as people, and we enjoy being that way. We are happy to charge in this way. Our customers are happy with it, and the candidates are when we get the work on and fill the vacancies with them. So there you go. I hope it's added some light and some information to it for you, and that's it from me. So I'm going to go, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye.